If I said you could have much more income, abundance, and a far better lifestyle than you have now, what would that make you think? Maybe that you have to take risk and invest big capital, or what's the catch? That's what I would think. Well, I found out by building a business online and investing a small amount of time and a small amount of money, all this is possible and more. Well, my name's Stephen Bones, I'm 59 and I live in the Peak District, and that's in the United Kingdom. Now, I was forced to find all this information because, you see, I lost my traditional business of 15 years. In January 2018, it was bankrupt. And we went from a six-figure income to zero overnight. Now, I smile about that now, but at the time, it was really the worst time of my life. I was very down. Now, going back a few years, quite a few years, my career started in business-to-business sales, and I did work my way up the corporate ladder. And I answered to many bosses over the years, filling in a lot of reports on what I'd achieved and what I hadn't achieved and what I was going to achieve. And I was under a lot of pressure, and I was working hard and I was stressed. And it was what I call the daily grind. Now, my worst time of the week actually was a Sunday evening, because I knew it was going to start all over again on a Monday morning. And it was just so boring and repetitive. So I thought, well, if I own my own traditional bricks and mortar business, that would change. But you see, at the time I was trapped, I was in a good high income job, and I knew I'd have to give that up and I'd have to borrow money and risk all our assets. So actually I did. And of course my working hours was a minimum of 60, 70 hours a week. I was still stressed, I was commuting, everything was just really hard work. And I ended up tired every night, and that led me on to be irritable and angry all the time, so it was worse really. Well, what actually happened to my business? Well, my market changed really quickly. And we started losing customers faster than we could find new ones, so we just simply ran out of money. And you know, I look back now and I'm really glad it happened, because it actually forced me to change my path. It forced me to look for something new, because I didn't realise I was unfulfilled, I was unhappy, and I certainly wasn't passionate about what I was doing. But I am the sort of guy that's not afraid of hard work, and I wanted new opportunities. I wanted to try and develop something new. But remember, I was really down at the time, so to be honest, I was full of fear at that point. I was actually frightened I was going to have to go back to working for somebody else in a 9-to-5 boring job. And I didn't actually know at the time, but 85% of us are actually, we hate our jobs, whatever we do, or our careers. So that was a bit of a daunting prospect. Now I knew the law of attraction and how it worked. And I kept focusing on new opportunities. And I did understand that what had actually happened with my traditional business was for a reason. And I knew I could create bigger and better things if I just set goals. So I began to search the internet. And I started to understand more about the digital economy. Now, I knew from my past business experience that commerce is moving online, and it's really only just starting. But what I didn't realise is that you can actually create passive incomes by automation. You can attract people to buy from you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that's just by being honest and having 100% integrity. It's all about learning new skills on how to do this. But again, being honest, that little voice in my head did start chattering to me, and it did start to create some doubt, because you see, my computer skills were just not good. I was actually useless on a computer at that time. And then I started thinking, well, if I work for somebody else, how on earth am I going to be able to build a business as well? Well, the law of attraction did take over, and my intuition led me to a couple of guys called Stuart and Jay. Now, they built loads of successful businesses over the last 10 years or so, but somewhere along the way, they had a vision to develop an educational platform where normal, ordinary people like me with no skills could actually learn how to create successful businesses and incomes just by investing a couple of hours in the evening. And I'm really pleased to say that they did achieve that vision. But also, I think, without realising it, they created a community of like-minded people from all different walks of life, from single parents to professionals like lawyers and bankers, corporate people, inside salespeople, outside salespeople, even business owners that need to get their message out to everybody of what they're doing, and even computer illiterate people like me. And I actually couldn't believe what I was hearing was how these people are building new lives for themselves. And a lot have now quit the jobs. Some just wanted to travel and around the world wherever they've got a laptop or an internet connection. And some just spend more time with the family because they've now got what's called time freedom. And this was just by following a simple, easy to follow system that Stuart and Jay actually created. So don't wait for trauma to happen in your life like it did to me. Somewhere near this video is a box. Just submit your details. I will send you a free video workshop and Stuart will explain to you in greater detail what is possible. If you're prepared to invest some time and work and develop a business, there's a lot of opportunities. You could turn your hobby into a business. You could want to learn more about e-commerce. You may just learn how to market or market for other companies. There's all sorts of different opportunities, and Stuart will explain what is possible and how it's possible for you to learn new skills. Hey, but if it's not for you, because not everybody wants to follow the same path, it's not a problem. Whatever you do, I really wish you well, and I hope maybe I've helped you in some way. But just promise me one thing, that you won't wait to be forced into a situation like I was before you take action. I really want to thank you for listening to my video, and I look forward to speaking to you again at some time in the future. Bye for now.